Hello, everybody. I'm Demetri Chambers. I'm here with the Three Best Ways podcast. The other two best ways couldn't make it today. One of them being Katrina Keys, an HR expert and a professional networker, and Sean Tillman, a social media expert. They were not able to make it today, but I'm here with my good friend, Kym Adams. And let me just say why Kym is here. Kym is actually Kym is doing work for me, and I met her at a networking event about a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. But Kym came to me ready to go. She helps lawyers, and my first concern with Kym is I said, why do you want to fool with attorneys? Because attorneys are hard to work with. And I'm going to give Kym a chance to tell you why. But the other great thing about Kym that I want to say today is that we have fought, and you really don't know someone until you have fought with them. Well, we have wrestled over issues that we're doing with my business. Kym is helping me with my systems. And if you have a business and you don't have systems, then you basically have a business for life. As long as you are alive, you'll be able to do your work. But you want to make your business so that it outlives you and it outgrows you. Well, you can only do that with systems. And so that's what Kym does for me. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Kym. And Kym, why don't you tell us about yourself and about your business?
Hi, I am Kym Adams with the business team, and we do provide systems and processes for companies, small businesses, large companies that have events happening outside of their scope of availability of staff. We're not a staffing agency, we are a team of experts that have garnered at least 25 years of corporate experience in our specialty areas. The business team provides support in administration, quality and safety, procurement, IT help desk, and training and translation. So, why that's important is the given infrastructure of corporate America is based around those five support systems. If you're a small company or if you are a solopreneur, you don't have the availability of those processes. So, having run businesses for over 35 years, we thought that would be a great opportunity to not only help new businesses that are starting up, but to help larger companies that often have short term projects, not have to worrying about hiring and disengaging a project staff.
Okay. Well, Kym, tell me, I know you work with various types of clients and customers. Why attorneys?
I am not an attorney by choice, and I often tell Demetri it's because I think so highly of myself, I chose never to be an attorney. The honesty of it is, um, I have two amazing sons, and everything that I've built this business around is my life raising my sons. How do I settle disputes so that each child feels heard and understood, neither feels slighted? We do that for every business. We do that for attorneys because I am a professional mediator. So, what helps me with attorneys is to help them understand that while they are fantastic at finding fault or blame or the right side of the argument, they're not so good at the business side all the time for the things that just have to help happen across the board. They're a very focused group. Um, they have very directed thinking, and so to have somebody on the other side of the ticket who is thinking more broad and more end user friendly for everybody that is engaged is why we choose to work with attorneys.
Okay.
We really do like them.
All right. All right. How would you describe your best work?
Did I mention those two sons?
Yes.
My best work is when I see a company flourish, knowing that in the background, we help them iron out the kinks um, that maybe held up some opportunities for growth.
Great. Okay. Um, can you tell me what would you say is your most preferred client or customer? What kind of person or business is that?
We are so industry agnostic, it is hard to pick a favorite business or a favorite industry. I can say that we love working with clients no matter how contentious the conversations may become, that are willing and open to listen to new ideas. We all have wonderful ideas of how the world flows through our perspective, but we don't always have open communication on how the world flows through other people's perspective. So it's fantastic to work with clients who want to see how they are affecting the world at large. And we can help them have a better interaction um, with more people.
Great.
So if
Great.
they're open to that, they're perfect for us.
Great. All right. Why don't you explain your passion to us? What wakes you up in the morning and gets you going?
What
Those
wakes
two
me up at
sons?
what wakes me up at 4:45 in the morning? No, it's not my sons anymore. It used to be because they're both
Okay.
veterans. So
Okay.
no matter where they were deployed off to, they were always welcome to call. And so my mind does wake up early. My brain wakes up early, and it's usually with how do I put the milestones in each day that need to be met so that I could feel like I've made progress. There are, in working with so many different companies and so many different types of companies, there are a lot of hats that have to be switched out during the day for what that train of thought is. Um, so it helps in the morning to lie in bed and be able to categorize what has to be done for each client. So when I'm working on Walker and Chambers work, then I can separate that and compartmentalize it into what are all the milestones that Demetri wants to meet this week.
Great.
And through the progression of the week, I can start on Monday um, in putting the steps in place, the outline in place for the conversations that we've had of where you're trying to go. And then by Wednesday, I have a plan of action that's going to happen. And then by Friday, I should have been able to complete meeting at least half of those milestones that have to be met. By the weekend, which is when I squeeze in all the extra work, I should be able to call him on Monday and say, okay, let's move on to the next milestone. And so I try to do that for each company.
Okay. Well, for our listening audience, you are in for a treat this morning because I'm going to give you an example of Kym's work in my world. Um, Lawyers, there's all types of things that lawyers do. I'm a business attorney, and one of the things I do is I review contracts. In fact, if you have a small to mid-sized business, your business probably runs on relationships and agreements, what I call your standard agreement. So one of the things that I do is a small business, for example, they may have a contract that they need me to review to tell them whether I think that the contract is standing on solid ground. Well, I have a process for that from from the point that the client says, I may meet them somewhere, say in a networking meeting. So from the point that the person says, do you review contracts? From that point all the way to the point where I have reviewed the contract and I've sent them a recap memo. There are steps that go into that Kym has helped me to build. And so for each thing that I do, that I do on a routine basis, if I want to do it with excellence, it needs to be a part of the process. So Kym is helping me with that kind of work. And so to her point, yes, I'm a lawyer. I'm not a process person, but if I don't spend time working on my business, in addition to working in my business, then all I have is a job for life. So what Kym does and helps me with is the process for building the processes. So Kym, why don't you tell the audience some of the challenges that we have faced and how you've overcome them to help me get to where I'm trying to go.
I'll keep it G-rated.
I think with that smile, I know, oh my,
Brace yourself.
you can't hurt me today. So you just, you tell it like it is.
So, attorneys have very strong opinions about the way things should be executed. And Demetri came to the table with what his image was of how things should be executed through his client interaction or his customer interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it's affecting you on your side. This is what you need to happen so that you can progress to the next level. Excuse me, or the next milestone. What Demetri and I have done is in developing his systems, we have to be able to engage the rest of his staff. So how is that process going to affect his staff's ability to execute and meet the milestones that he needs to meet as a business? Separately, but simultaneously, how does that interaction happen with the client? So our very effective process of weeding out what is efficient systems and what is either time wasteful or steps that are clogging the pipeline.
Yes.
Is we did an assessment because Demetri is a program junkie. Let me just say that.
Yes.
There's a new program that's coming out and it meets a need that he has. He's fantastic at wanting to learn everything about that program and how he can apply those attributes to his process. However, in some of the other processes that he had, they also did those functions. We had just not gotten that far along in the platform. So we took maybe 7 systems that he was using and narrowed it down to 3 that he could utilize most effectively that still met the milestones that he needed to meet. Demetri is the nerd attorney who loves processes.
Yes.
But it enabled him to see how those processes not only affect his milestones that he's trying to meet as a business, as an attorney, the deadlines and responsibilities that he has to meet from the court, but also, like we said, from the client's perspective, how engaging is this process for the clients that he wants to retain. So you're looking at 3 different systems simultaneously and how they're interwoven
Yes.
and enmeshed with each other to create one process.
Yes.
It helps when you jokingly have 16 personalities running around in your head, because then each hat gets to tell you how they're affected. What does that do for Demetri as a businessman? What does that do for Demetri as an attorney and having to meet the court requirements?
Mm-hmm.
And then what does that do for his clients in their ability to incorporate their execution, the things that they have to take care of, their responsibilities, so that he could meet his milestones. So being able to look at those and at one time and how they all stream into one congealed process is how we've been able to help Walker and Chambers to where they are today.
Yes. And let me just tell you what it looks like at the end of the day. Um, when a client is set up in our system, we push one button and it creates all the tasks and all the deadlines and all the events for that particular project. and it even speaks to who's going to do what. So I spend very little time anymore having to give assignments and give directions to my staff because it's all part of the system. So I'm having the time of my life with this. So,
I
Kym,
also like that because we do the IT support, and I'll interject this little part. Um, because we also specialize in IT support, we are able to, we don't specialize in any one platform. So I'm never going to call an attorney and say, you should use this platform. It'll work for you better than anything that you're using, because who as a business owner wants to have to learn a new platform or has time to learn a new platform or has or wants to double the expense of what they already have and now what you're selling to them. Um, so because we don't specialize in one platform, we're able to learn anybody's platform. And now I can tell Demetri how to best use what he has already paid for. And it's like getting um, the manual, the platform manual, come to life and say, this is going to work, this is not going to work. And absolutely individualizing it for that client. And that's very important so that he can meet what he needs to meet. Everybody has their very specific milestones that are important to them.
that's correct. What would you say is your greatest challenge in your business today?
I started off saying that was obscurity, and then COVID-19 happened. Um, and because we are in a remote environment, the business team was created in a remote environment. We were um, sort of pushed into the systems, the processes of Harvey recovery. We collaborated with um, an engineering firm here. And so, because we were born out of a tragedy or an emergency situation, um, that helped us through this one. Fast forward, we hit the pandemic, and how do you work remotely? How do you create a hybrid environment for essential workers that have to be on site and enable the employees that are able to work remotely? So, because we were born during and shortly after Hurricane Harvey, we were able to help the city of Houston. We were able to help the team in Miami work remotely, and we were able to help the team in Puerto Rico work virtually. So that's been one of the greatest contributions that we can.
Great. See, I didn't even know that about
Mhm.
you. um,
We keep it all on the down low.
um, what would you say is your next level of growth?
We have a goal of um, by the end of this year, beginning of 2021, I'll back that up. We have a goal that by the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, we will be in 5 cities. We're currently only in Houston, but we are soon to be expanding to Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, and New Orleans because I'm from there. And that's where all of this started. Um, we'd like to also connect with the company Bonlane because they do intrastate travel, and the clientele that they have are exactly who we'd like to help support. So our immediate growth is to expand within Texas and then um, outwardly to other states, and then outwardly to see how we can help larger corporations that function internationally.
Okay. Tell me, Kym, how would we contact you for people who are interested in your services? How do they contact you?
There is a light that pops up in the sky and it looks like a Wonder Woman symbol. I'm so sorry. That was a bad dream that I had the other day. Uh, you can reach us at um, info at businessteamhouston.com. You are welcome to go to our website at businessteamhouston.com, or you can reach us directly at 713-732-0683. And if none of those work, you connect with Demetri, and I can guarantee you he will
Yes,
figure out how to find me.
I will always know where Kym is. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say about your business or about yourself that you want our audience to know about?
I would love to say thank you to the rest of our team. We have phenomenal players on our team. We have Vicky, who handles our quality and safety. We have Don, who handles our procurement. We have Nabil, who handles our IT. There's me, who handles all of the admin work. And we have training and translation is still open, but all of us have done that before. So we fill that gap until we have our training person in place. So the things that we started to do that all came out of my head and experiences that I had in corporate America have all expanded to this wonderful team of 5 people that handle anything and everything that can possibly affect a business, because we've handled anything and everything that's affected corporate America.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us this morning. I want to thank my other team members, Katrina Keys. You can find Katrina Keys on LinkedIn, and Sean Tillman. You can find him on LinkedIn as well. You can reach me on LinkedIn, or you can email me at dc@walkerchambers.com. Of course, you can call the office. That's 832-925-8337. I am a business attorney. I represent small to mid-sized businesses. And if you need a contract reviewed, well, you'll get a chance to experience one of the systems that Kym and I built together. I have a contract review system that is designed to help small to mid-sized businesses know whether or not their business contracts are sitting on solid ground. We thank you for joining us. We'll see
Thank
you.
you so much.
All right. Thank you.